Welcome to the deep dive. So, have you ever, put a belief out there, really stood for something,
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
just, bam, you get hit with what feels like, real hostility, just haters?
Oh, absolutely. It happens.
Well, today we're diving into just one really interesting idea about that, why those haters sometimes show up.
Okay.
Our mission, pretty simple really, is just to unpack this single thought, see if it gives us maybe a new angle on understanding that kind of opposition.
Sounds good. So what's the core idea we're looking at?
It's this quote, basically. Haters pop up when you take a stand for something they secretly know it's the right thing to do.
Hmm. Okay, wow. That's quite a statement right there.
Isn't it?
Yeah, because it immediately makes you rethink things, like how you usually interpret negative feedback.
Exactly, because normally, you get criticism and your first instinct is, oh no, maybe I'm wrong, or what did I miss?
Right. Self-doubt kicks in.
But this idea, it just flips that completely. It suggests the negativity might actually be tied to something the critic, well, deep down, agrees with.
Which is really counterintuitive.
Uh,
So the big question then is, why? Why the negativity if there's this, secret agreement going on?
Good question.
Well, one thought is maybe insecurity. You know,
How so?
think about it. If you see someone else actually doing the thing you believe in, but maybe haven't acted on yourself, that can sting a bit.
Okay. Yeah.
It sort of highlights your own inaction or maybe hesitation.
Right, like seeing your friend finally start hitting the gym when you've been meaning to for months.
Exact, that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
You know it's good, but their action makes you feel, well, maybe a little inadequate or even slightly resentful, weirdly enough.
Yeah, I get that. What else could be going on?
Another big one could just be fear of change. Simple as that sometimes.
Yeah.
Even if someone on some level gets that a new idea or stance have merit, the thought of what that change might mean for their life, their worldview, it can be scary.
I'd push back.
Yeah. It's often just easier to attack the new thing than to, face the uncertainty that comes with embracing it. Criticizing is simpler than changing.
And building on that, maybe. Is there something like cognitive dissonance involved too? That whole psychological thing?
Oh, absolutely. That fits
Yeah.
perfectly.
Mhm.
That really uncomfortable feeling when your actions don't match up with your beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone deep down thinks your point is valid, but maybe their own life or choices contradict it,
Hmm.
attacking your view can be a way to, temporarily ease that internal clash.
Okay. Reduce the discomfort by shouting down the thing that's causing it.
Precisely. So what's kind of mind-bending here is how this reframes the whole idea of opposition.
Right.
It's maybe not a flat-out rejection of your idea at all. It could actually be more about the other person's internal battle with your idea.
So the strongest reactions might not even come from people who totally disagree.
Exactly. They might come from those who are maybe uncomfortably close to agreeing but just aren't ready to admit it, even to themselves.
Wow. So, if you're listening, think back. Has there been a time you really put a belief out there, faced a ton of heat for it,
Yeah.
and then maybe later some of those same critics kind of shifted
Hmm.
or even came around eventually?
It happened.
This perspective suggests that initial friction, that real pushback, it might have been a weird sort of signpost pointing towards a truth they just weren't ready for at that moment.
Yeah. And it makes you think, doesn't it, the next time you face really strong opposition,
Mm-hmm.
could it be less about you being fundamentally wrong and maybe more about the discomfort, the chord your idea striking in someone else? It's just a different lens. Yeah.
Definitely a different lens. So the main takeaway here seems to be that sometimes, paradoxically, those haters, they might actually signal that you've touched on something important.
Something significant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that resonates, even if that resonance comes out as, well, static or noise initially.
Even with the people pushing back the hardest.
Right. So maybe a final thought to leave you with. Consider this. Could the intensity of the opposition you face sometimes be a kind of measure?
A measure of what?
A measure of how closely your belief brushes up against a truth that other people are secretly, maybe unconsciously, wrestling with themselves.
That's definitely something to chew on. A really fascinating thought.